Liza, and this is your eclipse-themed transformation yoga flow, or honoring the transformation within us yoga flow. I just came off of a very, very busy, hectic month. It was, and I say eclipse season because it started right at the start of a solar eclipse in Aries and continued. I experienced a death. I experienced 2 births in my life. I experienced so much change in relationships and in perspectives. And it was, in a sense, a very fruitful eclipse season. But sometimes when it comes to change and transformation and periods of change and transformation, it gets overwhelming and it almost leaves you with, some rug burns, to say the least, at the end. So I wanted to end this period, or more importantly, let's say reflect on this period of transformation by creating an affirmation yoga flow that if you too are going through a period of transformation, if you too are feeling the ripples of cycles and change and endings and beginnings, and there's this energy of chaos in your life, let's take a moment to just reflect, to honor, to lick the wounds, to heal. So with that, I want to read you from Nikita Gill, Great Goddesses. So come into your comfortable seated position. This is all a part of the practice and the theme. Close the eyes. Take a nice big deep inhale into the body. And exhale. Chaos. Edward Lorenz, the mathematician, father of chaos theory, defines chaos as when the present determines the future, but the approximate present does not approximately determine the future, which loosely translated means no one knows how the consequences of our actions will truly play out. And try as we might, we will never be the masters of our destiny. And chaos, who has been listening, as she always does to each of her creations, laughs. Because what else does the ancient being who created creation do when a small, impatient, primitive species that insists on quantifying everything tries to quantify the unfathomable by their small terms? And she laughs. The cosmos ripples and whole galaxies fall apart. You see, what we define as chaos can actually be, as Nikita Gill writes so beautifully, the beginning of something new. Sometimes some of our best chapters of our life, or the best things that come into this world, begin with a little bit of chaos, transformation, the unfathomable, the mystery. So while you are here in your comfortable position, whatever that is for you today, feel free to set an intention for this practice. Taking a nice big deep breath in. Exhale. And when you are ready, gently float the eyes open. Let's go ahead and come to lie on down onto our backs. This practice will consist of a little bit of solar energy, sun salutations, with a little bit of moon energy to honor the sun, the moon, the endings, and the beginnings, and really get into the theme of an eclipse. So pressing into the feet, making sure that our lower back is grounded onto the yoga mat. Go ahead, slowly reach hands up overhead, breathing on in. And on an exhale, draw the knees towards the heart space, chin, or I should say forehead to the knees, round in the back. Inhale, go ahead, press into the lower back as we extend the legs on out, reach the arms up overhead, breathing on in. And exhale, bring it all in, chin to chest, forehead to knees. Last time, inhale, reaching, 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 breathing on in. And exhale, drawing the energy on in, knees to heart space, forehead to knees. And go ahead, release the feet on down, sway the knees from side to side. Let's get a little bit into the hip flexors. So ground down through the feet, and like the sun or the moon rising, press into the feet, press into the hands, and then lift the hips, but hug the inner thighs in towards one another. As you reach the hips on up, engage or slightly engage the glute muscles. Taking a nice big deep inhale. And exhale, just go ahead slightly lower, but don't release the glute muscles to the mat unless your body is asking you to do so, like begging you to do so. And then go ahead, press into the feet, lift the hips. And exhale, release. Lower and hover. Hug the inner thighs in towards each other. Last time, breathing on in. And exhale, go ahead, slowly release vertebrae by vertebrae, hugging the inner thighs in towards one another. Sway from side to side. Rock and roll on up to your comfortable seated position. You can rock and roll forward or just roll onto your side and press on up, depending on how your spine and back feel today. So go ahead, rock and roll and come to sit. Come on to the hands and the knees. Let's go ahead and take a child's pose. Bringing the big toes together, allowing the forehead to come on down. Let's begin with our first affirmation. Breathing on in, sighing on out. First affirmation. I honor the cycles within me and around me. I honor the cycles within me and around me. Breathing on in and exhale. And go ahead, see if you can send shoulders over the wrists, ground down through the fingertips. Send the index fingers forward, press into fingertips, draw the navel on in. And go ahead, see if we can reach the right heel on back, extend the left hand on forward, and just hold. Hold with me. Taking a nice big deep inhale. And exhale, maybe even point through the ball of your foot, breathing on in. Exhaling on out. Last big deep inhale. And exhale, go ahead, send the left hand to center. Ground down through the back right foot. Send the left knee to center. And then go ahead, see if you can open on up in the hips. That left heel of the foot goes out like a kickstand. And we extend the right hand on up. We extend that right leg on up. And go ahead, reach the right hand forward, breathing on in. Tap the right foot on down. And exhale, extend. Can you maybe tap that right hand to the knee and kick that right leg on up? Inhaling. And exhale. 3 more breath cycles at your own pace. You're going to do 5 on each side. Allowing a little bit of movement after the structure. For sun is all about yang, structure, stability. Woo! And if you fall, it's all good. Ground down through that left foot, it'll help. And then for the moon, it's all about flexibility, openness, honoring. All right, last breath cycle here. Inhale and exhale. That was more than 3 breath cycles, so we'll try to even it out on the opposite side. So go ahead and reach through the right hand, that right foot, extend, open up, maybe even flip the heart up towards the ceiling. Bring the first finger and the thumb together. Draw the navel on in, find that balance. Find that balance here. And exhale, release the right hand on down. That was great. Finding the balance in the midst of chaos and the unknown can be the most challenging. All right, opposite side. Go ahead, extend that left leg on back, lift the left leg on up, and then see if you can reach that right arm on forward and hold. Breathe. From here, repeat the affirmation, I let go of control. I let go of control. You're doing great. Let go of control. For 2 more breaths, inhaling. Exhale, draw the navel on in. Find that formation within the body as you wrap the rib cage together and almost send that energy down towards the pubic bone. Last big deep inhale. Exhale, sigh out, let go. Beautiful. Send the right hand to center. Bring the left foot on down. Send the right knee to center. And then stack left hip over the right hip. Extend. See if you can find your balance by sending that right foot on out like a kickstand. The right knee should be in alignment with the ankle, and it's out on a 45-degree angle. And then go ahead, send that right shoulder over the wrist, the right wrist, and lift that left foot on up. Extend the left hand on out, and let's go ahead and play with that movement of inhale, reach. Maybe send that left foot on down, and then exhale, send hand to knee. Inhaling, and exhale. Let go of control. Just move with it, breathe with it. We go from sun energy to moon energy, and both is in our life. The sun and the moon, all that is within us. How beautiful is that? Three more breath cycles at your own pace. Ooh. Feel it in the glute muscles, feel it in the core. Breathe, inhaling. Exhale. Last, take deep breath in. Exhale. One more for good luck. Just to make sure the sides are as even as possible. And then go ahead, swim that left hand on down. Go ahead, bring both knees on down, come back to tabletop position. Ground down through fingertips. Inhale, lift the knees off the yoga mat, press up and back into your downward facing dog, and just adjust. So my downward dog is a little bit short, so I'm gonna walk my feet back just a little bit. I spread that energy from the heart space to the outside of the collarbone. So spread through the shoulder blades and the collarbones. Draw the navel on in, begin to walk. Pedal out the legs, bending through one leg, reaching through opposite heel. You should feel the blood already starting to move. Honoring, and next affirmation, I honor the transformation within me. I honor the transformation within me. Two more breaths, inhaling and exhale. Last big deep inhale. Exhale, go ahead, find stillness in Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Gaze between the hands and begin to walk the feet towards the hands in forward fold position. Grounding down through the feet. Go ahead, bend the knees and allow yourself to really fold over your legs. So we're bending and allowing the belly to rest upon the legs. Just sway from side to side. Sway. Ground down through the heels of the feet as you let go of control and you honor where you are at. You honor the transformation within you and around you. Ground down through the heels of the feet. Ooh, and stack vertebrae by vertebrae. You may feel that energy in your feet, the tingling. Go ahead, rise to standing. If that ever doesn't feel good, you can always place hands on the legs and then come to rise to standing. Bring the hands to prayer, thumbs to the heart space. Repeat the affirmation. I honor the God, the goddess, the creator within me. I honor the God, the goddess, or the creator. I honor the creator within me. That feels a little bit better. Whatever calls to you. And in this beautiful energy, in this beautiful space, inhale, reach fingertips forward and up towards the ceiling, saluting the sun. And then go ahead, fold forward. Let's do that one more time. Inhale to sweep the arms out to the side, come to rise. Inhale and exhale, fold forward. While you do this at your own pace, 3 more breath cycles, repeat the affirmation. I release the fear of the unknown. Breathing on in. And exhale, I release the fear of the unknown. And one more time, inhaling, breathing on in. And exhale. Release, make sound if you need to. Go ahead, ground down through fingertips. I would say slide the hands towards the knees or come up onto the fingertips and come into your flat back position. Sending the hands towards the knees and heart in alignment with the tailbone really helps you get into that flat back. And then from here, inhale. And exhale, go ahead, release into forward fold. Step back into plank pose. Shoulders over the wrists. Make sure that the hips are kind of in that alignment. So heel to hip alignment, drawing the navel on in, pressing the floor away, hugging the forearms and the inner thighs in towards one another, and making sure we're on the balls of our feet. The heels are over the balls of our feet. Hold with me, breathe. I won't tell you when we release. If you need to release the knees down, you can, but stay with me, breathing on in. And repeat the affirmation. I can handle whatever comes my way. Or I have the strength to handle whatever comes my way. I have the strength to handle whatever comes my way. Breathing in, sighing it out. Last big deep inhale. And exhale, release the knees on down. Great work. Slowly lower the heart and the chin, but keep the pelvis nice and high. And then see if you can walk the knees in as much as you can, knowing that you are safe here. Repeat the affirmation, I am safe and protected in the midst of unknown and chaos. I am safe and protected in the midst of the unknown and the chaos. Taking a nice big deep inhale. Exhale, release the feet on back, release the belly to the ground. Great work. And slide the elbows underneath the shoulders. Sway from side to side. Beautiful. The next pose we're going to do is one of my favorites. See if you can bring the fingertips or the arms almost diagonal, but when you bend, and we do it on the opposite side as well, when you bend, just make sure you're nice and supported in the shoulder blades. We're up on the fingertips. Press the tops of the feet to the yoga mat and send the forehead on down. Inhale, press into the fingertips, rise through head, neck, and chest, breathing on in. And exhale, release. Inhaling, breathing on in, drawing the navel on in. Really ground down through the front of your fingertips. And then exhale, release. Inhale. And exhale. Last big deep inhale. Exhale. Bring the hands to frame the heart space. Press up and back. Take a well-deserved child's pose. Bring the big toes together. Allow the knees to be mat distance apart or send the knees directly underneath the belly. It's really about your preference. Coming on into child's pose, bow on down. Taking a nice big deep inhale and exhale. Repeating the affirmation, I am the lotus. I am the lotus. Lotus flowers emerge from darkness and dirt and chaos into the beautiful flower that they are. And that's you, my friend. That's all of us. We are the lotus. Go ahead, ground down through fingertips. Curl toes under, press into the hands and feet, lift up into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Pedal out the legs, invite creative movement here. So maybe we roll into plank. So again, I'm stepping my feet slightly back and then I'm rounding in the upper back, grounding down through the fingertips, coming into plank pose. Inhale and exhale, pressing up and back, downward facing dog. Inhaling, rounding through the upper back, coming into plank pose. And exhale, pressing up, downward facing dog. Inhaling. And exhale. Inhale the left leg up towards the ceiling. Bend the left knee, stack the left knee over the right hip, trace circles one way. And then in the opposite direction. Draw the left knee towards the nose. See if you can send shoulders over wrists again. Round in the upper back. Can you slip that left foot right in between the hands or take a hold of the ankle and help it on forward? Pivot the right foot on down onto the yoga mat. Make sure there's a heel arch connection. And then windmill the arms into warrior two. I'm gonna go ahead and put on my microphone pack or gummy. Okay. Melting the shoulders away from the ears. Finding that heel arch connection. Drawing the navel on in. Sending the navel in towards the spine. Sending the spine or tailbone down towards the earth. Melting shoulders away from the ears. Take a nice big deep inhale as you reach the right hand on down. Send the left hand on up. Hello, baby. Breathing on in. And exhale. Send the forearm on down. Reach the right arm up and overhead. Maybe because my cat's coming in to remind me I have the power to land on my feet. So inhaling. And exhale. I have the power to land on my feet. Breathing on in. And exhale. Lalita always loves to make an appearance. And just 2 more breath cycles at your own pace. Breathing on in. And exhale. Keep tracing that left knee towards the pinky toe. Last big deep inhale. And exhale, straighten the left leg. Send the left arm on down. Reach the right hand up and over. And triangle pose. Triangle, trinity. Finding that beautiful, the 3, the sacred 3 number. It's in everything and in everyone, in a sense. 3 is your lucky number. Embrace it. See if you can really use your obliques. Drawing that navel on in. Opening up in the heart space. Hold with me for 2 more breaths. Inhaling and exhale. Last big deep inhale and exhale, slowly rise. See if you can send the heels inward, the toes come outward. Let's honor the lunar goddess within us. So sitting, grounding down through the heels of the feet. Inhale, sweep the arms on up. See if we can cross at the wrists, sending the tops of the hands almost in towards each other. And again, it's like this eclipse. And then go ahead, inhale. And then exhale, go ahead, bend and release. Inhale, reach the hands on up. Flip the palms of the, or I should say the tops of the hands towards each other. First finger and thumb are together. And then exhale. And if it gets too confusing, no worries. Just go ahead and see if you can cross at the wrists. And exhale. Let's keep going for 3 more breath cycles. From here, repeat the affirmation. I am divine. Sometimes we forget how divine we are in the midst of everything. I am divine. From here, go ahead, bend on into the knees and turn the toes forward. Fold forward, release. Bend and straighten, bend and straighten. I am divine. From here, go ahead slowly, walk fingertips all the way over to the right foot, turn onto the heel of the right foot, and then heel toe the right foot all the way to the outside edge of your mat, come onto the ball of the left foot. See if we can really send that left heel over the toes and sweep the right hand on up towards the ceiling. Take a nice big deep inhale and exhale. Send the hips up nice and high. Hug the inner thighs in towards one another. 2 more breaths. Breathing in. Sighing it out. Last big deep inhale. And exhale, swim that right hand on down. Release the left knee on down. This is more lunar. Go ahead, send the hips forward and back, forward and back. Repeat the affirmation. I honor the emotions, all emotions within me. All emotions, the emotions we are not proud of, the emotions we can understand, that everyone can understand. Whatever it is, grief, anger. Two more breaths, inhaling and exhale. Last big deep inhale and exhale. From here, go ahead, creaky wood floors, ground down through the fingertips. Lift that left knee off the yoga mat. Can you use your core, draw the navel in to slide that left foot up and back. Bend the right knee. See if you can send that right knee over the left hip, trace circles one way, then the other, and just like a cycle, we're gonna do this again, but on the right side. See if you can hug the right knee in towards the nose, round in the upper back. Step or help that right foot on forward. Pivot the left foot on down to the yoga mat and windmill the arms into warrior two. Go ahead, reach the right hand forward, flip the right hand, bring it up and back, peaceful warrior. And exhale. Right forearm on down to the right leg. Send the left arm up and over. Repeat the affirmation, I choose to live my life gracefully. And here she comes again. I choose to live my life gracefully. Like you, right, baby? My cat, and all cats can be so graceful. Even when they fall and it's like a clumsy moment, it's like they're so graceful. They're like dancers. Yogis, Zen masters. 2 more breath cycles at your own pace. Inhaling. And exhale. Breathing on in. And exhaling on out. When you're absolutely ready, go ahead. Slowly. Yep. Turn the toes. She's doing a downward cat. Turn the heels inward, the toes outward. Hopefully, if you're an animal lover, this brings you a little bit of a dopamine kick. And then go ahead, bend on in to the knees. Place the tops of the hands onto the tops of the legs, or I should say, place the hands onto the tops of the legs. Hug the inner thighs in towards each other. Press into the right thigh, twist on over to the left. That should be a nice, beautiful stretch. Inhaling back to center and exhale. From here, I choose to focus and stay in my own happiness. I choose to focus and stay on my own or in my own happiness. Especially when we lose focus. Like now I'm losing focus because she's so playful. But when we lose our focus, we start to get distracted by other people's drama in the midst of chaos. Choose to stay focused in your own happiness. Generate your own happiness. You have the power to manifest it. 2 more breath cycles, pressing the left hand into left thigh, inhaling to center, pressing right thigh away. And last time, inhale and exhale. From here, turn the toes to face forward, bend the knees, fold. Yes, I know. And just take a hold of ankles, of calf muscles, whatever works. Inhale, send the sit bones up nice and high, and exhale, send the chin towards the chest. Breathe. Repeat the affirmation, I find stillness in the midst of chaos. Or I am stillness in the midst of chaos. I am stillness in the midst of chaos. Hold for 3 more breath cycles with me, inhaling. And exhale. Really find that balance of weight between the front and the back of the foot. And when you are ready, place the hands on down to the yoga mat and walk the hands all the way over to the left foot. Turn onto the heel of the left foot, come onto the ball of the right foot, heel toe of the left foot, all the way to the outside edge of the yoga mat. Time to get into the hips. Release, before we do that, send the hips up nice and high. Send the right ball of the foot over the toes and then lift that left hand up nice and high, breathing on in. Exhale. Now I like to stack my knee over the ankle, but everyone's body is different. So just make sure your knee feels nice and supported here as you lift the hips. Inhaling and exhale. Breathing on in and sighing on out. Last big deep inhale. And exhale, release the left hand on down, release the right knee on down. Send the hips forward and back, forward and back. Repeat the affirmation, I honor movement in times of stillness. There may be times where you have to pause, or maybe not much is going on, but you may need to move forward. You may need to push forward. Or it could be the opposite, whatever that means. What does movement in the midst of stillness mean to you? Where things don't feel like they're moving forward. And when you are absolutely ready, take a nice big deep inhale and exhale. Go ahead, bend on in to the left foot, send the hips forward and down. And when you are ready, ground down through the fingertips, sweep the left hand up and over. And release that left leg on down. Go ahead, come into a well-deserved child's pose. Bow on down. And just take a moment and repeat the affirmation, I honor how far I have come. I honor how far I have come. I honor how far I've come. Great work, my friend. From here, come to sit on to the heels of the feet and sweep the legs in front. Let's take a well-deserved forward fold. Let's get creative. If you are more of a seasoned yogi, you've been practicing yoga for a while and you have a favorite forward fold, come into your favorite forward fold. For you guys, I'm going to choose my favorite forward fold. If you're kind of looking for creativity or a pose, I should say Tara, which is a little bit different than Baddha Konasana. So Baddha Konasana, the heels are closer. This Tara posture, which is almost like this diamond posture. The feet are a little bit further away. We send the third eye down to the feet. Forehead down to the feet. Repeat the affirmation, I am compassionate with myself during this time of change. I'm compassionate with myself during this time of change. Release all that doesn't really serve this present moment, that doesn't serve your peace. Dive on into the wisdom of your mind and body and spirit. And just release any physical tension as you sink deeper and deeper. Forward folds are a great metaphor for eclipses, for transformation, for beginning and endings, because kind of bring ourselves into a little bit of a circle, and we're also bringing our body, we're literally folding our body in half. So in that beautiful sense, the more we relax and release into it, we go with it, we're compassionate with ourselves, we're not forcing, we're feeling. The more our body and mind and spirit receives the benefits of this posture in this time. 3 more breaths. When you are ready, inhale to rise. Bring the knees together and then come to lie on down. Final twist. Hug the right knee on in towards the heart space, the chest, and then see if you can stack right hip over left hip and take a twist, opening on up. Repeat the affirmation, I take pride in all that I do. I take pride in all that I do. Take a moment of pride and gratitude for all that you do, for all that you did for this practice, for all that you were trying to do on and off the yoga mat. Taking a nice big deep inhale and exhale. Go ahead. See if you can come onto the back. Hug the right knee on in. See if we can place left hand on the hip. Just extend the right foot on out. If it feels good, you can wrap 2 peace fingers around the big toe, maybe even extend that right leg. If that feels good, maybe even bring the right leg all the way over to the right side. Gentle, gentle. And go ahead, release that right leg on down. Just an option to play with. Let's dive on into the opposite side. So hug the right knee on in. And then see if you can send the right knee all the way over to the left side. Open on up. Breathing in. And sighing it out. Take a nice big deep inhale with me. Exhale, hug your right knee on in back to center. Maybe bend that, or I should say extend that left foot with that left knee bend up towards the ceiling. You can stay here in half happy baby, right hand on the hip, or wrap two peace fingers around the big toe. Maybe send that left leg in and extend up towards the ceiling through the heel, and then maybe slowly bring it all the way over to the side, just to a point where you feel like a delicious stretch is happening. We don't want to go past that. Last big deep inhale. Exhale slowly. Release the right leg in and release. Last affirmation. I am open to all blessings this time of transformation will bring. I am open to all blessings this time of transformation will bring. Placing hands onto sacral chakra, or the space right at the pelvis, right below the belly button. This is the space of creativity in yoga philosophy. Like I said, in these times of transformation, creation is born. Chaos and chaos and the unknown and the mystery is the birther of new beginnings and creations and endings. So we honor all of that, and we honor the blessings that come with that. Let's just take a moment of silence as we breathe on in to the pelvis and we ground on down, knowing we are safe, we are protected, and we are exactly where we need to be. Let's actually add that affirmation. I am exactly where I am meant to be. You can stay here for as long as you wish, but if you like to end your practice, take a nice big deep inhale and exhale. When you're ready, begin to wiggle fingers, toes, move in any way that feels good for you, to you. Take your time. Roll on to your side. You can press on up. Thank you so much for taking the time to practice with me, especially in times of transformation. That's when new things come, and in times of endings, there are new beginnings, and in times of new beginnings, there are endings. So allow yourself this time to just be compassionate with yourself, to store your energy, to take your energy back wherever you have given a little too much. And I thank you again for just taking the time to allow me to guide you through this yoga practice. I will see you next time for our next practice. Have an amazing day, night, week, or weekend. Om Shanti Shanti. Peace, my friend. Namaste.